Now, the political fallout of Donald Trump's trade tariffs has triggered a sharp response from Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin. He's now accusing the centre of neglecting exporters in the state. MK Stalin says while Tirupur's textile industry is suffering due to increased US tariffs, refineries in Gujarat continue to benefit from discounted Russian crude oil. MK Stalin is asking Prime Minister Narendra Modi to do justice to the Vishwaguru tag and also says that the centre should not ignore the plight of Indian exporters in other states. He is also urging the Prime Minister to hold talks with the United States and find a fair solution, reiterating his concerns first raised in an entire letter to the Prime Minister. My colleague Dharani is with us. Dharani, here MK Stalin, at a time when the entire world is talking about the tyranny of Donald Trump's tariffs, the domestic politics that's playing out around it, the attempt to make it about, Tamil Nadu's industries or Tamil Nadu's textile industry versus refineries in Gujarat has taken an all-new twist together. Tell us more about what MK Stalin is trying to, assert via his post and also his letter.
Tirupur is considered to be the textile hub of India. It is also called the dollar city. And CM Stalin says that Tirupur, which provides livelihoods to lakhs of people from across the country, is suffering at the moment because of the increased US tariff. For the sake of oil refineries in Gujarat to get Russian crude oil at cheaper prices, how is it fair to leave the exporters in Tirupur suffering is the bigger charge that is being levelled by Chief Minister MK Stalin at the moment, and he also demands immediate action from Prime Minister Narendra Modi so that he could do justice to his Vishwaguru tag. In fact, joining us now is a DMK spokesperson, Mr. Saravanan. Sir, a big charge coming in from Mr. Stalin. He says that for the sake of the oil refineries in Gujarat to get cheaper crude oil, it is being done.
Yeah, see, the important reason, the main reason Trump has announced his tariff is because India is continuing buying cheaper Russian crude oil. They say this is a geopolitical strategy. Russia is our oldest friend. Fine, we are okay. But to whom does this benefit accrue to? Does it translate to lesser oil prices for the common man? No. Because it wants to reach the pockets of Mr. Ambani. Should the common man suffer? Should Tamil Nadu suffer? Because Ambani wants to become the most richest man. They've already made Adani the second richest man. Now they are on track to make Ambani the second richest man or the most richest man. At whose expense? That is the question everybody is asking. Why is Modi not answering this? This is a very, very sensitive issue and the common man is affected. See, if they have imported cheap crude oil and slashed the petrol diesel prices to 50 rupees, to 60 rupees, the entire country would be standing behind Mr. Modi. But instead, he chose to line the pockets of Mr. Ambani. That is the reason everybody is opposing it. It is national interest. This Russian cheap crude oil is not brought for national interest, not bought taking into account the plight of the common man. And that is why our leader, Mr. MK Stalin, is questioning. Should the textile hub in Tirupur, should the common man see? It has a cascading effect. It is not just the owners. When the owners are affected, the employees are affected. The local economy is affected. I don't know why the Vishwaguru is not able to understand this in not just textile. Jewelry business, MSME, which is Tamil Nadu boasts of a huge number of MSMEs which supply parts for ancillary auto products. This is the issue here, and they are silent.
Sir, the opposition is telling that, Mr. Stalin is making it more of a Tamil Nadu versus Gujarat problem now.
No, it is not about Tamil Nadu versus Gujarat. This is about the common man with the rich cronies of the BJP. No other narrative will stick. Whatever narrative you want to put it on, that narrative will not stick. People of the country are sick and tired.
Point taken. This is what the DMK has had to say. Let's also take a counter from Narayan Tirupati of the BJP. He's joined us on the phone line. Morning, sir. Thank you for joining us on Times Now. What will you say, sir? Now, this is the latest allegation coming in from the side of Mr. Stalin. He is basically using the Trump trade tariff to sharpen his attack at the center and basically saying that the center is neglecting the exporters, particularly those from Tamil Nadu, Tirupur's textile industry is suffering, while drawing a juxtaposition, a parallel, and saying that Gujarat refineries are benefiting. What do you say about this, sir?
Which is really unfortunate and which is shameful and laughable. Mr. Stalin doesn't understand what actually is international trade. In fact, he was talking about Gujaratis are benefiting, like, some Americans said, only Brahmins are benefiting. In other words, Mr. Stalin had said that only Gujaratis are benefiting out of Russian oil trade. Mr. Stalin doesn't understand this. If India had not bought fuel from Russia, now the petrol prices in Tamil Nadu would have been 200 rupees. He should know that. Will Stalin say that he will buy petrol at 200 rupees? Will he ask Tamilians to pay at 200 rupees? What is this? Not even understanding the basic economy or basic trade. It is really unfortunate.
Right, and so many within the BJP, as you are also saying, claiming that it looks like that MK Stalin is literally echoing or taking forward what Navarro, what Trump have had to say. Would you say that, is it justified to make those comments, considering that these commentaries, such comments and remarks can be used against India as well?
No, it is not. That's what I said. It's most unfortunate that a chief minister irresponsibly and immaturely talks like this. Even a former MP who was MP till last month, Mr. M. Abdullah of DMK, had quoted that only Brahmins and Ambanis are benefiting out of this. Without reading anything, without knowing anything, these people are talking so many things. The Indian oil companies, which were at a huge loss because of UPA's policies,
right.
Now because of this we are benefiting. You should understand this. How many lakh crores we have saved it? The entire Russia, China, everybody, we are all one now. So even the US courts have condemned Trump for this. So you have to wait. You cannot take a decision overnight. And these people doesn't know all these things. They will all talk about state and state rights and other things. That is what they are doing politics here also.
Right, that's the allegation coming in from the BJP. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Dharani, if you're still live with us and if you still have, the DMK spokesperson with you, could you get in a counter from the DMK? I'm sure you heard what the BJP has had to say. Now, BJP is accusing the Chief Minister Stalin, saying that, when he talks about Trump tariff, draws a parallel between Tamil Nadu and Gujarat, it's basically nothing but, quote unquote, according to the BJP, the surrender lobby striking once again, surrender lobby back at it, and this type of the narrative by Stalin could hurt India. That is the allegation from the BJP. If possible, can you get a counter from the DMK?
Well, of course, Mr. Saravanan continues to be with us. Sir, the BJP says that this kind of comment from Mr. Stalin can hurt India, that he is not understanding geopolitics or the international trade. That is the charge coming in from the BJP. Your response?
See, the BJP has no moral authority to speak about hurting India. What have they done? Earlier, they said boycott Chinese products. They said boycott Turkish products. They said America is our friend. Aapki bar, Trump ki sarkar. Now, what is happening? We are become friendly with China. All the Turkish embargo has gone. Now Trump has become the enemy of Mr. Modi. What geopolitics the BJP is talking about? If they have any semblance of concern for the common man, they would not have done what they had done. The question is this: why Mr. Ambani is becoming richer at the expense of the common man? The question is this, and why are they not answering this? This is the point blank question. The crude oil, the cheap Russian crude oil, is benefiting and translating into windfall profits for the Ambani group. For that, the Indians are suffering a 50% tariff. And if the PSUs are engaged, getting a cheap Russian crude oil, where does that profit go? Who is enjoying those profits? That is the question. Why the BJP is not answering that question? And any narrative, this TN versus Gujarat, or you don't understand geopolitics, you don't understand geopolitics. And he says, our leader does not understand economics. Whom does he want to learn economics from? From Madam Nirmala Sitharaman? And geopolitics. from Mr.
That's a counter coming in from the DMK. The war of words between the DMK and the BJP escalating. At the back of this, viewers, let's also take you through what Donald Trump has had to say today, because trade tensions are rising. Donald Trump is not leaving even one opportunity to attack India. Today, he intensifies his criticism, once again going on a rant, questioning the economic relationship between the two countries. Speaking from the Oval Office, Trump basically accused India, just like every second day he emerged in front of the press after some time, but he said that the relation with India, quote unquote, according to him, was one-sided. He went on to claim that while Indian companies benefited from access to the US market, American businesses face steep trade barriers in return. The president also argued that under previous administration, the US had failed to hold India accountable. Listen into this fresh attack coming in from the side of Donald Trump.
We get along with India very well, but India has, you have to understand, for many years it was a one-sided relationship. Only now, since I came along, and because of the power that we have with tariffs, India was charging us tremendous tariffs, about the highest in the world. They were about the highest in the world, number one. And we therefore weren't doing much business with India, but they were doing business with us because we weren't charging them. Foolishly, we weren't charging them. So they would send in massive, everything they made, they'd send it in, pour it into our country. Therefore, it wouldn't be made here, which is a negative. But we would not send in anything because they were charging us 100% tariffs. And, I'll give you an example. Harley Davidson couldn't sell into India. There was a 200% tariff on a motorcycle. So what happens? Harley Davidson went to India and built a motorcycle plant. And now they don't have to pay tariffs. Same thing as us. So what we're doing is literally thousands of companies are coming into the U.S., car companies, AI, but, more traditionally car companies. We have so many car company factories under construction or being designed right now. And they're coming from China, they're coming from Mexico, I must tell you, and they're coming from Canada, a lot of them coming from Canada. But they're coming into our country because they want to build here. And they want to build here for two reasons. Number one, they'd like to be here. And number two, the tariffs are protecting them. And number three, they want to avoid paying tariffs. When they build their cars here, they don't have any tariffs to pay. When you build here, you don't have any tariffs.
But viewers, US President Donald Trump is facing isolation, not only internationally, but also at home, where there is growing discontent against the administration. We focus now on one of his pet projects. I'm speaking of the Department of Government Efficiency, previously headed by Elon Musk, which now stands accused of wasteful spending of almost and as much as $21.7 billion. And this is the money of American taxpayers, according to a Senate subcommittee report. We are bringing you all the details.
The discontent against Donald Trump in the United States is only growing. Several of his decisions have been the subject of controversy, including the setting up of DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency, soon after he came to power. Trump, along with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, among others, had railed against what they had described as the inefficient functioning of a bloated American bureaucracy. Streamlining, they said, was the way forward. So when Trump won the November election last year and assumed his duties in January this year, he established DOGE to be overseen by none other than Musk. In May this year, Musk, who fell out with Trump over a host of matters, quit the Trump administration as well as DOGE. But what did DOGE really achieve under both Musk as well as Trump? U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat, as part of the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, has put together a report titled The $21.7 Billion Blunder, analyzing the waste generated by DOGE. The report claims that all this money was essentially waste, including paying hundreds of thousands of federal employees to stop working. Here's the breakdown in the report. $14.8 billion, according to Blumenthal and the report, was spent paying 200,000 employees to not work for up to 8 months. $6.1 billion was spent for over 100,000 employees on prolonged administrative leave or those who had been involuntarily separated. Lost interest and fee income at the Department of Energy amounted to approximately $263 million. The estimated cost or the calculation of millions of hours of wasted time came to approximately $155 million. $110 million was wasted in food aid and medical supplies spoiling in warehouses. And there was a wastage of approximately $66 million due to underutilization of staff. This is of course a calculation that's been published in a report, but it's also indicative of the increasing scrutiny that Trump's actions have been subjected to in the United States. The Democrats believe that this scrutiny is completely justified because this colossal waste is an opportunity foregone by the Trump administration to spend meaningfully on other initiatives. Here's what Senator Blumenthal had to say in a message that he put out on his social media handle.
$14.8 billion gone as a result of Doge's supposed deferred resignation program. $110 million down the drain because of food and medical supplies literally wasting. If we hadn't thrown away that money, it could have been used to provide 5.8 billion low-cost or free lunches for kids. It could have helped cover 5 million Americans expected to lose Medicaid coverage under the Republicans' great big beautiful bill. I'm sending this report to inspectors general, $21.7 billion, your money that Musk and Doge wasted.
Trump is facing isolation on the international front, but also growing discontent at home.